Okay, so the first quick fire is a bit on a lighter side, but it's something that we need to talk about because I was talking to a colleague earlier today, and I talked about how I was in an 8-year relationship, and then my mom, may her soul rest in peace, really didn't like the person I was with, and it influenced certain aspects of that relationship. Now, the first quick fire says, I know how many women I rejected before I picked her. Groom's mom says during the prayer session. Now, so there's this video going around on social media with a woman praying, and at that point in time, she mentioned to the bride that, I rejected several women to actually get to the point of selecting you. Now, do mothers, fathers really influence the final choice of a man?
Yes.
Can I come in?
Yes.
Do you want me to start it?
Let's start with Gang, and then we go to you.
I've missed the black table for so long. So allow me to start.
All right.
First of all,
Preach.
that couple needs to be afraid of the mother. The wife, the bride needs to be afraid of the mother-in-law. And that man needs to grow an extra pair of kahunas to understand that he's the person in charge of his marriage and relationship.
Okay.
Notwithstanding, there was something that happened to me when I was getting married. Maybe because, I won't say I schooled in Lagos for a bit, and there's something about Yoruba women. Shout out to you guys. You guys are just like the sweetest. There was something. Let me tell you why.
How many have you had?
No, I didn't have many. But
He's married to you, by the way.
My wife is Yoruba.
You had quite a few, is that what you're saying?
No, what happened was I had a couple of girlfriends. And my mom knew that schooling in Lagos might have influenced me. And there was a statement my mom made. My mom made a statement years ago and said that, I always thought you'd end up with a Yoruba girl. And you eventually did. But she had no influence in my choice.
Okay.
So in this kind of situation, it's not for me to bring a lady home and my mom rejects her. I ain't the one shagging her. I ain't the one sleeping with her. I ain't the one paying her bills. I ain't the one doing all of these things. Then you now reject and say you don't want this one till I bring the next. That man in that relationship, unfortunately, might not be a man that is worthy of the black table.
Okay, cool. I like that you ended up with that. But, Dek, you had something to say earlier about that.
So you see, the thing is, there are multi-layers when it comes to the matter of picking life partners and stuff like that. One, the background of that person, I'm talking about the guy, is also very important. You see, a lot of elites, especially in the north, literally get betrothed to specific people.
Yeah.
Now, there are a set of people in this country who don't marry low. They don't marry down.
Yeah.
They marry themselves. Like this family marries that family. If you're not in that circle, you can't marry from that circle.
Yeah.
So those kind of marriages, okay, so a quick example is that of, what's her name? Wafai father and the husband and the family. You heard the voice note when the father was saying, no, that's not how they do it. No, this family is a reputable family. You have parents who can tend to want to, influence the partner of, of their son or their daughter or what have you. All right? One thing you must also understand is that it is not on the laps of whoever it is that is marrying alone. There's a Yoruba proverb that says that a woman marries the family, not the man.
Okay.
So you must understand that there are layers to it, all right? Yes, of course, you can bring a woman to the house, right? But you also need to be sure of, how you present that woman, such that she doesn't look like a certain type of way. Number one, why do you think that women, or why do you think that a man will say that, please dress properly? So that you are seen the way you are dressed. So that they feel like, this girl is okay, or this girl is this or that. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I'm not saying, I'm telling you that parents have influences. When I took my wife to the house, my mom literally had influence. Like, I dated somebody for 5 years of my life. My mom kept saying, for that 5 years, she kept saying, no, you're not going to marry this person.
What you're saying
Influence
is that
is one thing.
mothers have a certain level of influence on the choices of their children.
Absolutely.
Rich uncle, we definitely need to hear from you. What's your summation?
In an ideal world, right, you're the one marrying the girl. It should always be your decision.
Your
right?
choice, okay?
And I think that if you come to the age in your life where you think you want to marry someone, you should have matured emotionally, physically and in every other sense of the word,
Financially
yeah.
too.
And if you find someone and you think that, okay, I want to spend the rest of my life with this person, yes, you take the opinions of other people into consideration, but I don't think that should
Influence. Yeah.
But let's never forget that if you marry against your family's wishes, recipe for disaster.
It is a disaster. It's not a,
Yes.
it's just
Yeah.
a
Because
disaster.
first of all, you would have to choose between that person
And the
your
family.
You will constantly
And
have to choose.
ultimately,
It is a continuous stuff.
and
It doesn't.
ulti-
It's not just
it's
one.
not- and ul-
You at every stage of your life, you will continue. You have to continue to have to choose from
and
my parents
at some
or
point-
my
All right,
wife.
let's say Rich Uncle
at some
finish up
point-
on
At
that.
some point, you start resenting the person for make you choose between her and
Because
your
it becomes
family.
very
Exactly.
complicated.
Exactly.
And that, gentlemen, is the reason why Hollywood, Nollywood fantasies and romantic dramas and movies have found their way into society. What we are saying here is that there are certain women or people that don't deserve to be happy ever after, that don't deserve to be married, that don't deserve to be courted. A lady that's from a certain standard, whether you're an elite and you fall in love with somebody that loves you for you and not your financial status or your elitist status or your wherever you're coming from, you have genuine love. The influence of your family will now tell you she's not worthy, she's not qualified.
Okay, you know what?
Okay, no, but so that is very valid, right? But in all honesty, if you're from a certain social stand and you're marrying, let's say marrying down, and you're marrying down, bottom of the barrel, it's still a recipe for disaster.
Yes, but it's disaster that you have chosen. But at the end of the day, you live your life. Let me
you
give you a
don't know
story.
what you're choosing.
Let me
yet.
give you a
Until
story.
you go out, until you don't know what you're choosing until you go out one day with your wife that you love, and there's some. So when you're born with certain privileges, some things you take for granted.
True.
Have you met people that think completely differently from the way you think?
Of course,
Yes.
definitely.
But
There's nothing wrong with them, oh.
But I know how to manage it. Let me give you an example. I have a friend, shout out to Chidima and her husband. Her family did not want her to settle with him for personal reasons. His family also felt why. Do you know what they did? They left their families and eloped. Now their families have come back fighting over grandchildren.
Okay,
Saying,
so
never
you know
come
what?
to
You know
see
what? I'm
me.
just gonna ask. I'm just
But
gonna
that's
ask a
a
quick
layer.
question.
That's another
You
layer
never
of
come to
issues
see.
that we're talking
Now
about.
I'm
the
just
family
gonna ask
that
a
they
quick
eloped and are
question
married,
before we move
they've
on to the
accepted
next
them.
quick fire.
Okay.
Gang.
Yes.
Is it right for your mom to influence your choice of, woman you are with?
She can have a say, but at the end of the day,
ultimately your choice,
it's
yeah.
ultimately my choice.
Okay,
ultimately
Rich
your-
Uncle, ultimately your choice. Deck.
Yeah, I agree as well.
All right, fantastic. So mothers are important. I think that's what we all concluded.